Be careful, y'all. I hope you're carrying. Word on the streets is gamers are running rampant. After all, as we all know, it's gamers who loot and riot. It's gamers who cause all the world's wars. It's gamers who oppress everyone around them. Obviously, there's a threat to national security. Everybody should be alarmed and warned. I mean, can't have fat nerds running around giving their opinions. That's too risky. I mean, could you just imagine if one of them was capable of changing the minds of all the people we just programmed? Can't have that. Can't have all those sneaky little gamers investigating where all the money's going, because, you know, they might discover that all these consultation groups are just a giant money laundering scheme and it could, you know, get us in real trouble.
But you start to follow the money, and you don't know where the it's gonna take you.
So you know what's a great idea? Let's get Homeland Security involved. Frit, I've watched you many years. You don't have to make up stories to entertain us. Ooh, I wish my mind could come up with stuff this creative. I wouldn't be at a pitiful 69,000 subs if my mind was capable of doing that. But unfortunately, it's true. GamerGate 2.0 is somehow seen as a threat to national security. Department of Homeland Security funded Take. This just put out a document demanding that game companies denounce GamerGate 2. Okay, now this is going to hit the fan.
If you're reading this, you've probably been hearing about what's now being called GamerGate 2. It's the latest targeted harassment campaign within the game industry, and it's aimed at Sweet Baby Inc. A Montreal-based narrative development studio. The campaign also has been impacting entities and games associated with Sweet Baby, journalists covering the issue, and others associated in various ways with the targets. You may also be at a loss to know to talk about this issue and what, if anything, you can do about it. That's where we come in. Discord, Steam, and X have been the predominant platforms where the abuse and harassment has been taking place. In these spaces, lists of game studios, companies, associated organizations are being circulated for targeting by members of the mob. Large-scale harassment campaigns like this fuel and are fueled by political events as political rhetoric reads up ahead of the U.S. presidential election later this year. This kind of online activity is going to ramp up, and it's important to understand that these phenomena are interrelated. As scholars and journals have noted, the target harassment, hate, and cultural norms that were at the heart of GamerGate in mid-2010s never went away. People in game spaces, especially marginalized developers and content creators, face hate and harassment daily. In fact, research conducted by Take this has outlined an entire spectrum and typology of extremism and dark participation in games that is bigger than any one movement but underlies all of them. It can be scary or not comfortable to think about, to talk about, and understand. In overwhelming situations, it's not unusual to feel at a loss or to have thoughts of helplessness. But there are things we can do to mitigate the harm. This work is made possible by a grant from the Department of Homeland Security.
A couple of gamers make a curator page on Steam, and all of a sudden, Homeland Security is alerted right away. Is this a joke? This reads out like Jim Sterling wrote it. Hey guys, you may not know what it is, and that can be scary. Let us handle it. No, don't listen to Homeland Security. You do your research. You go and you investigate these stories. You watch the right people covering it. And if you refuse to, then you're sheep at this point. Look at this. How could anyone type this out with a straight face? All right. You know we are on the trail of a grand conspiracy theory when they got Homeland Security on our asses. What did we just uncover? Is it related to juice? We always talk about juice on the channel. Is this paper trail leading us to our inevitable assassination? Should we really keep prying at this? Yes, absolutely. I want to uncover the truth.
Some of you may die, but it's a sacrifice I am willing to make.
No, seriously, ever since all these narrative consultation groups have been listed, and I've checked out their very sketchy websites, I've started thinking to myself, could this all just be one giant money laundering scheme? Is there funds being allocated to places as a cover-up? Because these jobs that don't really serve a purpose exist in the millions. Pointless as jobs in the gaming industry. Almost as pointless as 60% of the Twitter employees that existed before Elon's takeover. Look, in all honesty, I feel like this is not a left versus right issue, and yet I've committed the mistake of taking it there, when I really shouldn't. I think all gamers are together on this time around. Unless it's Hassan's crowd, which those guys only play video games for views and not out of actual passion or love for the hobby. So I want to do the right thing and just point out that this is obviously not an issue gamers are divided on this time around. Whether you're left wing, whether you're right wing, whether you're apolitical, I think we can all agree calling in Homeland Security on an issue like this is very suspicious. It makes you wonder, what are they trying to hide from us now? They turned to gaming publications to try and cover up for them. Nobody fell for that. Now they're bringing in government entities, people in much, much higher places to do something about it. Whatever it is that we've stumbled across has got this side of the industry sweating. They didn't want any credit for this work until the gaming community noticed. Now they don't want you to know they exist. They want to operate in the shadows. Are they going to try and make actual arrests over this curator page or content creators covering them? Are we going to be brought in for interview? Are we going to be shown a video of JFK's head being blown off and being reminded who we're messing with? Who knows? Who knows?
And Epstein didn't kill himself. Okay, thank you for that commentary. All right.
Probably not. More than likely, this is just friends of friends of friends within all of these companies and the connections that they have. Now, as for the company that was given this grant by the Department of Homeland Security, take this, one of the worst company names imaginable. This isn't anything new. They're constantly updating their website to warn people about extremism in video games. So this is just them updating their website to include the possibility of GamerGate 2. So rest easy, FBI agents aren't gonna break down your door, but just imagine the people who have to be worried about their doors getting broken down are gamers making a curator page and not Vosh for having lollipop. The world's a messed up place, and the people who are labeled the enemies, the oppressors, are nerds on the internet. You know, the best part about this is, years ago, we couldn't prove that this side of the industry was absolutely crazy. The media came out to cover up for them, but thank God. But after everything that happened to Trump and Alex Jones, nobody actually believes the media anymore. And that has been the biggest difference maker here. Gamers aren't buying into the media. We know you're full of shit. We know what you're about. We've made all the connections. We're not stupid. And yet you want to act like we are. Yet you guys can't cover up a single bit of your tracks. Stupid, idiot, moron. You know, the best part is if a tool was made to keep track of all game developers that support Trump, nothing would be done about it. As a matter of fact, it would probably be a tool that's praised by the industry, and journalists would be eating it up, defending it. There's only one political leaning and take you're allowed to have if you work in the gaming industry. All these NPCs with the exact same bios is not a coincidence. It's a filtration system set up by a bunch of losers who can't learn to coexist with people who don't think the same way they do. So they've ensured that the gaming industry only operates one way, and that one way is in their favor. All other voices be silenced, be damned. You're far right, like the Sweet Baby Inc. co-founder accused us of being. Beautiful. Keep at it. The more things you label us, the more the world takes notice, and the more people will question, why is this company so obsessed with a single curator page on Steam? And just like that, more people will dig into you. We're getting closer to the truth day by day, ladies and gentlemen. So if you want to be there when we uncover the full story, why don't you like, comment, share, and subscribe if you so choose to. To hell with it, double upload. I'll see you in the next one.
Free Congo sucks ass.